It's Flave. I'm just here with Ryan Tricks after his performance on Windsors Got Talent. How you doing?
Good, yeah, I'm alright. Bit disappointed, but hey.
Okay, so you didn't get through to the shortlist. What do you think went wrong there?
The guy videoing it was rubbish, basically. He wasn't holding the camera properly, so the people in the audience couldn't see the projector. They couldn't see what was happening, so that was the main point of it. So I think if he would have done his job properly, I think he would have got more votes, but hey, it happens.
Okay, well, I was up the top filming it, and, you know, the trick in itself, I think, was really, really good. It was really, really clever. Every single person, including myself, was shocked that you managed to write the exact number on the card that they picked randomly.
And
you know,
mixing the deck as well, so that's like, the possibilities of that happening is like ridiculous, so yeah.
No, it was definitely an amazing trick, and, you know, there was a lot of gasps in the audience when you did that. Obviously, as the judge said, you know, because of the way the trick was filmed, maybe done, perhaps it didn't quite have the effect that it should have done.
The reaction wasn't, it should have been, obviously if it was filmed correctly, the reaction would have been a lot better.
Okay, but I mean, like I said to you earlier, you know, you can this is a very big lesson for you. You can take this into account for your next performance. You know, you can speak to the camera crew, you know, and plan. And also when you're planning the trick, you can think about where to have cameras positioned and all that kind of stuff, you know. So I see this as only as...
I did tell him, though. I did tell him, because we had rehearsals today. I told him, and obviously he just looked like he wanted to go home. He didn't want to be there, to be honest.
Well, perhaps maybe you should get me being the cameraman next time.
Yeah, you'd have to tell them. Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, you know, on the whole, you know, good performance. And before you went out there, we did a bit of EFT, emotional freedom therapy, and we got the footage of that. You know, how do you think that helped you at all?
Yeah, like obviously you get butterflies before you go out and perform anyway. If you don't get butterflies when you go out before you perform, there's something wrong. You don't love what you're doing. So yeah, and then I've done that, what you told me to do, and yeah, I didn't have any butterflies. It was weird. But I looked like a monkey though on the video. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, like, you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. It was quite funny when we were doing it. But you know, is that something that you use again in the future?
Yeah, definitely. Because it builds your adrenaline up as well. So it's good. It's something I'd probably do before I go on to stage next time. Definitely do it. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, I'd like to help you, you know, do some more techniques like that to help you bring up, because, you know, I think as well, the way when in your performance you chucked out the paper and it disappeared, you know, that was a point.
Magic trick, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't quite the planned trick, I don't think, yeah. But what I'm saying is, you know, something went wrong and you just handled it. You didn't crumble. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because obviously I threw the ball out. And then, yeah, like, no one was even looking for it, was they? That's what I was like, actually, people doing that. I didn't know what to do. So
but that's a situation where if you were scared, then, you know, it could have potentially gone wrong. But because you took control of the situation and you started commanding the audience what to do, you know, and again, that's another lesson for you, because things like this happen. The audience don't know what to do or react half the time.
Yeah, because, like, it looked like no one wanted to come on stage. I don't know why. They're just scared, didn't they, probably?
Well, that's it. Everyone, you know, it takes a lot of guts, mate. So respect to you for getting up on there, mate. You know, any kind of performance like this, you know, it takes a lot of courage and it's not an easy thing to do. Now, Ryan, to me, is a man after my own heart, okay, because he's trying to make something of himself, okay, but he's not trying to make something of himself through being an idiot, yeah, or just doing stupid things to get on TV. That's the winners that are a bit happy out there, if you can hear them screaming in the background. Bloody hell. But as I was saying, okay, you know, Ryan, you know, he's out there, he's doing something that is actually worthwhile. You know, it takes brains, it takes intelligence, you know, it involves people, that it makes them think, it brightens up their day, you know, and just like...
It makes everyone happy, doesn't it? Like, I perform magic. The reason why I'm still performing magic is because the reaction on people's faces when I do it, it just makes everyone happy, and yeah, that's why I do it. So, yeah.
Well, that's it, mate. You know, I'm trying to make something of myself, but I don't want to just be famous for nothing. I don't want to be famous on TV for being pissed and staggering around and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I want to be famous for being intelligent. I want to be well, I don't even want to be famous, but I want to be someone. I want to be a person.
Yeah, I want to be successful.
I want to be successful. I don't really care about living in the limelight. That doesn't bother me. But, you know, I feel that, you know, people like us, you know, we set a good, you know, a good message to other people, and that we can encourage others to try and better themselves.
Yeah, 100%.
I had the picture taken with Ryan earlier, but I'll show you it again. Okay, on my T-shirt here. That's Muhammad Ali, and his saying is, A man without imagination has no wings, okay? And he was one of the greatest boxing champs ever, okay? Same with Ryan. He clearly got imagination to be thinking up these tricks and doing these kinds of things. Same for myself. You know, if you want to be successful, start learning to use your mind, okay?
Hard work. You can do. You can be whatever you want to be. Just get off your ass and do it, innit? No, like seriously, like
It's true.
if you want something, it's not gonna get handed to you on a plate. You're gonna have to go out and get it yourself, and that's what I'm doing now. Everything I'm doing is off my own back, and that's.
You know, and that's exactly it. And, you know, all the other people who just sit there and don't do anything and just want to hate on you because you're trying to make something, don't sit there hating, sit there and think, what am I good at? And, you know, go out there and make something for yourself. You know, don't waste your energy trying to bring other people down. Raise yourself up.
Yeah, definitely, and just prove them wrong, innit? Prove them wrong.
You know, you're doing that. I hope I'm doing that, you know, and I'm looking forward to working with you more in the future,
definitely.
brother. Anyway, thank you guys. Over and out.